Hey, what's going on, you guys? It is Triple Player Negative AE, and welcome back to another episode of Higurashi When They Cry. I just took like a week to be on a cruise because my friend had paid for me to be on one, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm finally back. I do remember that um, we learned a little bit more about what's her name's sister, Satoko's sister, and Shion was telling us that stuff, and then we tried to tell Rena and Mion, and Rena was like, "Don't ever mention that ever again," and that's kind of where the thing ended, I believe. So I'm finally back after a week. We're gonna see what happens next. Here we go.
おはよう、ケイチ。あら、ゆうべは何時に寝たの？
I did not sleep last night, or well last night at all. My mother could tell from a single glance. I had the worst dreams, nightmares, very ominous dreams, one after the other, again and again. I woke up after each one, but could never even remember a fraction of what they had been about. But it was like those dreams were predicting something unpleasant, and I woke up in a terrible mood. I will punch you in the face, game, if the previous chapters have been dreams. And every day has been calm and fun before today, right? Those days should continue on, unchanging. And yet, anxiety was the only emotion growing within me. Why was that? Nightmares reflect your own anxiety. They show an uneasy mind, that which you won't admit to normally. Yesterday, I remembered the ominous conversations about Satoshi I had with Shion, Mion, and Rena. Right. My mind felt like it was in a black fog because we had talked about that. If I lived every day without causing a fuss, my reward would be ever more peaceful days. I understood that. So why did I cause such a discord? But now that I thought about it calmly, a simple verbal slip on my part couldn't possibly change the world. Yeah. As long as I'm sorry for doing it and never talk about it again, there's nothing anyone can blame me for, right? Besides, how would my fate possibly change just because I talked about that? Nothing was going to change. Yeah. Nothing would change. Nothing would change. Nothing would change.
気持ち悪い。寝ぼけてるなら顔を洗ってらっしゃい。
Finally cheered up enough to smile, and Mom slapped me right back down. Now I was irritated again. There wasn't much time left before I had to meet up with Rena. I frantically started to get ready to go to school.
行ってらっしゃい。車に気をつけるのよ。
気をつけるほど車もいないよ、南沢には。
I dashed out the front door. The morning air was far more refreshing than the water on my face. That's right, Keiichi Maebara. If you're sorry enough about it and reflect upon your mistakes, that's enough. See, what mistakes have I made? Can we think about that for a second? All I've done is been curious about something that hasn't been told to me. So, I was asking a question. Really, everything else has just been par for the course for the friends. Just because I mentioned Satoshi that I didn't know was dead and I wanted to ask other people. That was my mistake. I'll be nice to Satoko as an apology too. Yeah, wasn't I supposed to be her Nini until Satoshi got back?
おはよう、ケイチくん。
Rena too looked nothing like she had yesterday when she said that weird stuff. If only I could forget. I could still act like nothing happened. So I called out to her with all the energy I could muster.
おう、おはようレナ。相変わらず早いな。
Okay.
おはよう。
おはようございます。
There was a little time before the same old morning homeroom began. But Satoko and Rika-chan were unusually absent. They went to play somewhere? However, looking over and seeing none of their things, it looked like they really hadn't come to school today.
あれれ、あの二人が遅刻なんて珍しいね。
Rena seemed to be enjoying herself, thinking about what their excuse for being late would be. Mion said something nonsensical as well, imagining how funny the reason they were late must have been. I had only come to school to see their energetic faces, since I figured it would get rid of these feelings I have. But the load on my chest remained where it was. It wasn't very pleasant at all.
おはようございます皆さん。委員長号令。キッズ。
Our teacher finally arrived. Then finally I heard the pitter-patter of footsteps running down the hall. Rika-chan was the first to run through the open door. And then Satoko didn't come.
遅刻ですよフルです。北条さんはどうしましたか？
It was unusual for Rika-chan to be late, but equally unusual for Satoko, a ball of energy, to be absent at all. Everyone's eyes were wide at the series of strange events.
さとこはちょっと
熱でも出ちゃいましたか？
Teacher walked over to Rika-chan as they started talking in hushed tones.
リカちゃんが遅刻でサトコが欠席なんて珍しい。
そうだね。だけどさとこちゃんと風邪かな。
Why now, when I wanted to see Satoko's energetic face, or when I most wanted to see Satoko's energetic face? The unease that had been building since last night tightened within my chest.
ケイちゃんは心配しすぎ。年頃の女の子にはね。
みーちゃん、それ男の子の前で言うことじゃないよ。
Okay. Mion laughed indecently. Normally I would laugh along with her, but right now I just didn't feel like it. Homeroom ended and we went to talk to Rika-chan in the short time we had before the first period started.
ようリカちゃん、遅刻して怒られてかわいそうだな。今日は俺がなでなでしてあげよう。
I was very aware of my gloom this morning, so I strove to keep my tone cheerful. Petted Rika-chan's head in the same way she always did, but she didn't cheer up at all.
みー、
サトコはどうしたんだ？風邪か？
For instance, she got a fever from playing around too much yesterday. If that had been her response, I would have accepted it in a flash.
うん。
The atmosphere around Rika-chan felt somehow heavy. It was a little weird and actually made my unease worse.
ほら男の子には話せない事情。ケイちゃんはお席へ戻って。
Eon, acting just like a club president, pulled me back to my chair. Rika-chan's gaze immediately fell back to her desk as she hung her head gloomily. Rika-chan had said something odd, that Satoko might be a little bit late. They were living together, weren't they? Then she would have known for sure. She wouldn't have said might. Didn't understand why she was absent, and that made me all the more anxious. Damn it, what's going on today? It's like we started off on the wrong foot and it wasn't going to get any better.
どうしたのかな、今日はなんだか朝から元気ないよ。
Rena noticed how I looked and whispered to me while the teacher wasn't looking.
そんなに俺。
うん。見てるレナまで元気がなくなるくらいに。
I thought of jokingly saying that don't look at me, but I didn't even feel like doing that.
レナに話せること？どんな悩みかわからないけど、聞いて力になれることなら聞くよ。
I won't tease you. Rena said this, looking me straight in the eye.
昨日まで何も変なことなんか起きなくて楽しかったんだ。
Why are you opening up to Rena about this? The decision making in this game. Rena's eyes widened for a moment, not understanding what I meant, but she remained silent and listened.
穏やかで楽しくて毎日が賑やか。そんな毎日が繰り返されることに何の不安もなかった。
うん。そうだね。毎日楽しいよ。きっと今日も楽しくなる。
絶対にそうなるって自信が持てる。
うん。
Rena, feeling perplexed, couldn't think of something to say. I didn't blame her. What I was trying to say seemed a little confusing even to me.
思えばここ最近不安だったんだ。毎日が楽しいからこそある日ふっと真っ暗になってしまうんじゃないかって。
うん、その気持ちちょっぴりレナもわかるよ。私たちはいいことばかりは続かないって楽しいことの裏側を時々恐れるよね。それってちょっぴり悲しいことだけど、でもそのおかげで私たちは楽しい毎日がずっと続くように。
そうだな。
だからケイチくんが楽しい日々がいつまでも続かないかもしれないって。例えば明日突然火山が大爆発して私たちが全員死んじゃうとする。
おいおい、物騒な話だな。
例えばその大災害をケイチくんだけが生き残ったとしたらどう感じる？
どうって、
Imagine myself being that sole survivor in the ruins of Hinamizawa, rubble and the bodies of friends lying in heaps at my. Such an abhorrent sight. Was it sadder that all of my friends had died? I need to reread. This is interesting. Or is it sadder that I couldn't have died with them? No which, but I'd probably cry a lot.
胸が張り裂けるだろうな。まず泣くと思う。
そしてこう思うんじゃないかな。こうなることが運命だったなら昨日までの日をもっともっと楽しく悔いなく過ごせばよかったって。
I think that I'm gonna kill all my friends. I think that's what this is leading up to. That would be a good precursor. It's sad that all my friends had died. That would be a pretty good precursor point to like look back to and be like, oh yeah, they did say this. If I'm being a horror visual novel and me being the main character and me kind of like going like I repeat stuff and I go crazy and shit like that, I think that I will murder everybody. I don't know though. We'll see. We'll see.
思うだろうな。
楽しい毎日がいつか終わるものなら、だったらたとえ明日そうなっても悔いがないように精一杯。
そうだな。
それに気づくのは多くの人たちは日々の幸せに今日と同じ明日が訪れると信じきってるから、今日してやれる優しさを明日に送ってしまう。
Renna was usually cheerful and silly, but right now she wasn't like that at all. She was taking my trouble seriously. It was a little
で
reassuring.
もケイチ君はそれはとても素敵だから、その不安な気持ち大切にしてもいいと思う。
この不安を
そう、明日には大災害でみんな死んじゃうかもしれない。だから今日みんなにいっぱい優しくしよう。本当に週末が訪れた時。
レナは明日みんなが死んじゃっても。
Such a hyperbolic conversation that Renna just gave me a nonchalant nod of her head.
レナは楽しい毎日がたった一日を境に終わって、今日が楽しくても明日も楽しい保証なんかないって知ってるから。
I also think that Renna's dead. Her name used to be Reina, but the demon took over. Same thing with
生きてるよ。
Mion. I think that Mion and Shion are probably like, oh, I don't know, like
精一杯。
I feel like one of them's like a human, one of them's like a demon, and like they used to be one person. I don't know what Rika is. Maybe a shapeshifter or something. I don't know. And I don't know what Satoko is, because they haven't really gone into that. They've gone into Rena and Mion pretty heavily. It seemed like Rena perfectly understood all the anxiety I couldn't put into words. And on top of that, like a reliable teacher, she showed me what to do. Hey, Keiichi Mibara, there's no need to cry now.
ゆうべ、聡子の夢をどんな夢だったかは思い出せないけど、
さとこちゃんのゲかな。
She was right on the money. If everyone had been here with smiles on their faces this morning, then the murk in my heart would have definitely been blown to smithereens.
じゃあさとこちゃんが来たらいつもの悪ふざけでも一向に楽しく過ごすことがで。
そうだな。
So that even if these fun days come to an end, I'd have no regrets. I couldn't tell if what Rena told me had been comforting or just made me more anxious. But it was enough to make me think that if I saw Satoko again, I'd be honest with her. Lunchtime arrived with everyone pushing their desks together like always. I think we need to talk to Rika. Satoko wasn't here. Despite that, we had our bento boxes for 5 lined up on our desks. Rika-chan had made a bento for Satoko too.
さとこ、お昼までには来るはずだったの？
Rika-chan was clearly acting strangely. We were talking to her, but it felt like she was too far away to hear us. I'd never seen Rika-chan so downcast. The rest of us started feeling down too. Hey, Rena. I understood what she said before pretty well. When we were together, we were supposed to have lots of fun so we wouldn't have any regrets if the world ended tomorrow. Yet, I just resolved myself to do it. Now we can't all be together. What the hell? Because it was just so sudden, wasn't it? I mean, yesterday was fun, so who could believe it would all end today? No volcanoes had erupted, no earthquakes or fires had happened either. Cicadas were making the same noises they did yesterday, and the sun remained bright in the sky. It was the same normal day as always. So then why? As I pondered, Rena's chopsticks reached out in front of my face and stole the fried chicken out of my bento.
みんなが取らないからレナがもらうね。
I fucking hate you, Rena.
Ooishi.
Rena tossed the entire piece into her mouth and began munching on it, her expression one of bliss.
と、おじさんとしたこと、レナに先生を許す。よっしゃ、おじさんはこのプチハンバーグをもらうよ。
僕のおかずがなくなってしまうのです。
Nika-chan, also behind the curve, smiled again and went for someone else's bento. As I sat there dazed at how quickly everyone had changed, Rena sent a wink over to me. Come on, Keiichi-kun. Live life to the fullest. That way, if a volcano erupts tomorrow, it will be okay.
最後の弁当が梅干しとご飯だけになって、それ俺はミートボールをいただくぞ。
Stuffed the meat into my mouth and constructed a clumsy smile. Played along as if trying to fool myself. But as I did, it rapidly became less and less of an act. Satoko still wasn't here, but at some point we had regained our lively lunchtime. We had fun, we smiled, and we fooled around. Thanks, everyone. This was definitely the best thing to do. This way, when Satoko suddenly dropped by, we could welcome her with her best smiles. The more I smiled, the more I felt the anxiety come from this morning clearing away.
笑う角に福来たるってことわざあったよな。
Until we find out she's dead. Wasn't there a proverb that when something like when fortune comes in by merry gate?
あるね。それが事実なら、おじさんは四六時中笑い転げてるよ。
レナは本当だ。毎日笑ってれば毎日が楽しいよ。レナがいいことを言います。
じゃあ試してみるか。
Everyone took a deep breath, then brought their faces together, locking shoulders.
それから催眠作用を
Did I hear a narrator voice? Like, what was that? I don't know. Everyone laughed uproariously from their stomachs. Trying to laugh all the bad stuff accumulating in them. By the time our bento boxes were empty, everyone was right as rain. That was an early halfway point. I mean, shit gets serious real fast. It's always the second half where shit gets serious. Never the first half. Unless you're like well into the game. Having heard our friendly banter, Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun walked up and timidly spoke to us.
楽しくお話ちょっとお力をお借りしたくて
They grinned dryly and scratched their heads. What could it be? I want to know how to remove the censor bars in porn
ちなみ
magazines?
に千恵先生が授業中と含み笑いを教科書で隠した時が
そうなんですか
That's not what we're here for, said Tomita-kun, elbowing Okumura-kun.
ボールが2階の雨どいに引っか前原さんなら身長高い
ほう先輩に物を頼むからに俺は高い簡単に買収できると思うなよ
Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun conversed for a short time, then gave their reply.
では前原さんには授業中に居眠りができる権利をそれでどうです
なんだそりゃ授業中に寝るのはなんでお前らに
そんなことない今度は前原さんが居眠りしたら全部先生に言いつけることにしますから
What kind of bullshit is this?
なるほどうまいうまい
こいつとんでもないこ
すみませんちょっとした冗談っすほらほらゲイじゃんおとなしく後輩たちの脅迫に屈したら
Now Mion was getting on my nerves. Suddenly it came to me and I took Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun's hands.
わかったボールを取ってやるから見ろミオン俺はちゃんとでもお前はもらっ富田君岡村君ミオンが居眠りしたらいいな
Rena and Rika-chan began to cackle at Keiichi-kun's victory quotes. I wasn't sure how the ball managed to get stuck up there, but it was planted firmly in the school building's second
そ
gutter.
の棒を貸せ俺なら多分よいしょ
I took a bamboo pole and poked the ball with it. Damn, it's hard. Come on.
取れましたどうもありがとうございました
The ball rolled down the gutter and fell behind the school building. Me by myself. Mission complete, I guess. Sheesh. There was still a lot of time left until lunch break was over. Guess I should go back to the classroom. I'd absorb myself in a silly conversation with everyone and wait for afternoon classes. Till someone screams. Yeah.
どうもどうも、こんにちは。
Konnichiwa, he says. Hello. He's like the Grim Reaper. He appears and you know someone's dead. Like someone died. But why? Because the thing hasn't happened yet.
お昼休み中すみませんね。
Middle-aged man I didn't know. Maybe I'd passed him a few times and I'd seen his face, but I didn't know him. When his half smile deepened, something within me shuddered with fear. There's no basis for that. No reason. But I shuddered. I was somewhat confused about those emotions, not quite understanding them myself. There was one thing I could say, though. Nobody but teachers and students should be at school. This person shouldn't have been here. I felt less of a tremble and more a sense of dread. Like a brilliantly colored poisonous caterpillar were crawling across my forehead. Feeling of disgust that neither itchy nor gross could describe as the frizzly, dreadful hair rubbed against my brow. I didn't even want to see his face. I wanted to jump backwards and run away. An unpleasant feeling for which I didn't even know the cause. The other side of myself was nothing but questions. Hey, what are you doing? What are you disgusted by? This is the first time you've met him. It's rude to hate someone for no reason. No answers were coming. I held my silence, waiting, a damp sweat running down my forehead. When he saw that, Ooishi thought maybe he was being intimidating and gave me a relaxed smile.
ああ、失礼しました。怪しいもんじゃないんですよ。 私、沖
That
宮
laugh.
警察署から参りました。あれ手帳、あれ参ったありゃ
Fished through various pockets, then finally found his police ID and showed it to me, grinning dryly. He may have been trying to use those clumsy-seeming actions to ease my anxiety, but I could definitely say it didn't work. Why was I this nervous? There was a reason, of course. If I wanted today to be the same as before, then today didn't need someone who hadn't been there back then. In fact, the fact that a man who wasn't here yesterday showed up today meant that today would be a different day than those before it. That would mark the end of the fun and happy days. Is that the cue? It's like as soon as I meet Ooishi-san, that's when shit gets depressing. I gulped and erased that ominous conclusion from my mind. Calm down, Keiichi-Maebara. It's just an old guy who looks kind of perverted and came from the police department. Don't go deciding that the fun times are over. He just came here because of his job. Just for his job. If he's working, then he would normally go to the teacher's lounge, right? The fact that he spoke to me, yes, it must have been to ask where it was.
職員室をお探しですか？なら、あそこの昇降口から入って。
I didn't want to look at this man for another second, so I started pushing things along. Ooishi, however, didn't seem to have any interest in the teacher's lounge.
ああ、いえいえ。職員室にはそんなに用事はないんです。それより、お友達を呼んでもらいたいんですが、お願いできますかね？
お友達誰です？
女の子です。北条聡子さんを呼んできてもらえませんか？
Consciousness grew faint, like I was about to pass out. Yes, my anxiety was realized. The dreadful, disgusting caterpillar was looking at me, about to crawl into my ear. Its frizzly, dreadful hair was touching my ear cavity. That's how bad it felt.
警察が聡子に
Not
何
had
の用で
this
すか？
experience once. What do the police need with Satoko?
いえ、大した用事じゃ、2、3聞きたいことがある。ご協力をいただければ嬉しいんですがね。
Why? Why of all people was it Satoko? Why would a police officer come here in the middle of the day for something that wasn't important? This man was strange. I could smell it, and it smelled bad. Just a whiff of it made me want to grimace. I knew that this man couldn't possibly be here to deliver her lost wallet or anything. I couldn't imagine what he needed from Satoko, but it had to be something unpleasant. My throat stung with burning pain. Burned like a parched, creviced wasteland. The wasteland broke apart deep in my throat and brought out the words from deep in my mind.
あんたに用はあっても、聡子にはないと思います。帰ってくれませんか？
Okay. Ooishi probably hadn't expected that reply. He stood there, surprised for a few moments. I did as well. I hadn't thought words like that could ever come out of my mouth. Things still might work out. This guy may have shown up out of the blue, but if I drove him off, maybe I could make it so that it never happened. If I could do that, then I can get back the peace we had until yesterday. I could get it back.
これは手厳しいな。あなた、聡子さんのマネージャーアポイントメントがないと
話がしたいだけなら、電話で日中学校にまで押しかけてくるなんて明らかに異常です。
Breaking through a dam would have been the perfect analogy to use. Why didn't I like this man? This man shouldn't have been here. I needed to make it so that this man wasn't here. Childish, selfish emotions bubbled up from the depths of my mind, and they each came out of my mouth just as it had been formed. Not liking the guy was my own problem, but to say things so bluntly to him, even I thought I was crazy.
ありゃ、いちいち正論な、こういう言い方をする人は苦手なんだよな。
I wish he grinned and scratched at his sweaty throat. Even as he feigned stupidity, I could tell he was irritated. Hey Keiichi Maebara, why am I looking for a fight with this old policeman here? It's not like he brought the gift of misfortune with him all wrapped up in paper. I bet you he did. I bet you that's the backstory they're giving to this man. Right. It wasn't like he had brought a package of misfortune with him and was asking me to sign here, please. Rationally speaking, I understood all that. So then why was I so... Finally, I outlasted Ooishi in our game of silence, and he gave a big sigh. Then he addressed a few of my female underclassmen running around up nearby.
もしもし、ちょっといいですか。北条聡子さんをよ。
My underclassmen tried to smile and reply, but they noticed the oddly stiff atmosphere around me and seemed hesitant to give a quick answer.
いませんか。北条聡子。
北条さんは。
休み。
With a new face for Ooishi. His face remained smiling, but his tone was clearly one of ill humor. Such conspicuous spite caused my underclassmen who had answered honestly to cringe in fear.
そうですね。いやはや、これはついてないです。
He was smiling broadly, but the way he laughed didn't make me feel better at all. When he noticed that his laughter wasn't getting anyone else to laugh with him, he immediately stopped.
で、君たち、ここにいるお兄さんを、
He grabbed the girls by the shoulders so they wouldn't run away and crouched down to address them at eye level. The girls flinched away from the sharp, piercing light in his eyes. In exchange for their release, they didn't resist and told him my name.
前原圭一さんですか。
He said my full name. That was all he said, and yet I couldn't help but shudder. It was like he had grabbed me by the collar just with those words.
あなた、ひょっとして例の前原屋敷の御曹司。お父さん、高名な芸術家さんなんですって。年に2回ほど東京の大展覧会、どんな立派な絵を描かれるかは存じませんがね。
I always kind of associated this Higurashi type noise with evil. So whenever I heard it, it means that person that I'm looking at is evil. So maybe Ooishi-san is evil? It seems pretty convenient though. Like if he was evil, it would be very convenient for the story.
お母さんも知的そうな方じゃないですか。高学歴って聞きましたよ。どこぞの女子大を出られてるそう。あの年の女性で女子大。ひょっとしてお母さん、なんて噂が立ってるせいか。冷たい。町内会の会合、最初の1回以外は出てないでしょう。そういうの、こういう土地では。ご近所付き合いをないがしろになんかできませんよ。
He's a detective.
こういう土地ではね、敵は作らない方が絶対にさもないと。思わぬところで不利益を受けるかもしれません。因果応報という言葉もありますよ。
Why is this man getting increasingly like in the second episode they tried to like villainize him a little bit. But like
風が吹け
now
ば
it's like
ケアが儲かるの正反対です。妙なところで買った恨みが信じられないところで帰ってくること。そうなったら誰だって恨みなんか買いたくない。敵を作らないに越したことなんかない。どうしました。肩がだいぶ凝ってちょっともんほうが
This man wasn't just strong, it was like he knew exactly what to press to make me feel pain. Only 4 or 5 fingers were on my shoulders, and yet the pain made me want to bend over backwards. Ugh. One of the girls from my class were pretty shaken up, but didn't seem to want to help me. They weren't sure if they should go call the teacher. As for me, I couldn't take the time to wait till the teacher got here. Hurts, it hurts.
もうそれくらいになさってください。痛がってますよ。
えおや、これは入江先生、ご無沙汰しておりますね。
Comforted by Coach's sudden appearance, Ooishi laughed scornfully. The vice on my shoulders, however, remained as strong as ever.
挨拶はいいです。それよりも、前原くんを話してあげてください。
Ooishi smiled daringly and glared straight at Coach. He didn't release me in the meantime, of course.
先生のところにもいつもお忙しいと。
ええ、お望みとあれば。でもその前に、令状をお持ち、職務質問と任意同行は拒否できますからね。
Coach didn't display a shred of the weird behavior he'd shown at the baseball game and barbecue. He stared steadily at Ooishi and fought so that he would release me. His chances were terribly bad, of course. Compared to the relaxed Ooishi, Coach seemed like he was being defeated mentally. Made sense. Coach had a somewhat narrow stature, but Ooishi's body was packed with muscles. It wasn't even a contest. But Coach was fighting for me without taking a step back. Beads of sweat formed on his face, and though he paled, he was fighting for my stake. He let go of my shoulders, my body exhausted. I fell onto my backside.
前原くん、大丈夫ですか？
くそ。いてててて。
I rubbed my shoulders where Ooishi had latched onto them. Pain from falling over went away quickly, but the pain was lingering.
大丈夫ですか？前原くん。ひどいことを。
くそ。
ちょっと肩を揉んだ。前原さんも少し、男の子はもう少し我慢強くなくっちゃ。
Wanted to retort, but I couldn't think of anything witty.
肩は上がりますか？痛みますか？痛みが強いようなら、とにかく保健室へ。
Coach lent me his shoulder and walked beside me.
大げさです。私に限って。ねえ。私、これでも原始。
さあ、どんなご用があったか存じませんが、もうご用がないなら、今日のことは、今度所長さんに。
それは。
Ooishi-san waved his hand sarcastically, pivoted around, and headed to the parked car by the school gates. Without turning back around, he got in and started the engine. Damn it. Who the hell was he?
あいつは、大石クランドという刑事です。乱暴者、村中に嫌われている男です。前原さんも用心した方がいい。
It's like I thought my gut instinct wasn't wrong. He would be the one to bring unhappiness, misfortune, something that would ruin our peace. All these fun days can't just possibly end just because some guy like him showed up. That is kind of the theme, huh? Well, I mean, he shows up in response to something else happening, so he doesn't bring it necessarily. He just alerts us of the thing that happened. But in this one, he seems just like a jerk for no reason. Like, if he wanted to get information, he could have done it like way better than that. Like that was terrible. Like, he did it terribly. I don't know. Can't possibly understand that. Coach seemed familiar with the school, so he brought me to the nurse's office without much trouble. The girls from my class came along as well, looking worried. Our teacher and the principal, having noticed the disturbance, came over to see what was the matter.
前原、どうしたんですか？怪我でも。前原さん、さっき校庭で変なおじさんに。
Coach gently interrupted the girls trying to explain.
いえ、ちょっと転んでひねったみたいです。大丈夫だとは思いますけど、保健室をちょっとお借りいたします。
入江先生、よろしくお願いしますぞ。
Please do. The principal gave him a deep bow. Looked like Coach was acquainted with the adults at the school. He slid open the doors to the nurse's office, but there wasn't a nurse in there or anything. I'd figured. I'd never seen anyone but Chie-sensei and the principal working here. Coach didn't seem to mind the fact that there was no nurse and quickly made his way into the nurse's office. He instructed me to sit down and started washing his hands in the sink. Oh, I get it. He's the coach for the boys' baseball team. He must be pretty used to treating wounds with first aid.
ちょっと患部を見せてもらえますか。まだ痛みます。
いえ、もう全然痛みます。本当に大丈夫です。
I rolled up my shirt and showed him my shoulder. No bruise, not even nail marks. And yet it hurt so much that I thought my shoulders would be crushed. Even the pain had disappeared without a trace. It hurt so much, but there isn't a single bruise.
それだけあいつが慣れているということですよ。
Used to it, huh?
今度会った時は挑発しないことです。あいつを怒らせて自宅に制服警官を連れて押しかけてきたらご家族だっていい気持ちはしないでしょ。
それは確かに。
しかし何があったんだ。前原さんがあいつと。
あいつ里子に用事があるとか言って。
え、里子ちゃんにですか。
Coach's gaze lowered and his expression clouded a bit. Somehow that gesture seemed to be saying Ooishi was bound to come to Satoko and did, and that it was no laughing matter. Coach fell silent in thought. Quietly, he took a compress out of the first aid kit and put it on me.
あの男はまだ里子ちゃんに付きまとうつもりなんでしょ。本当に蛇みたいにしつこい男です。
Butch mumbled to himself.
付きまとう？あの大石っていうやつ、たびたび里子の。
Butch didn't answer, but the lack of a denial served well enough. What on earth did the policeman, probably a detective or something, need from Satoko? What mistake had led a detective to cling to the sweetly smiling Satoko?
前原さんはそう引っ越してきたばかり。
ええ、そうですけど。
お社様のたたりと里子ちゃんの話は少しは聞いたことがありますか。
I knew a few things about it, certainly.
里子の両親がダム計画の賛成派で転落事故で死んだのはたたりだって話ですか。
Rich smiled thinly and dryly. So you know, he said, dropping his gaze. If I recalled correctly, there was an accident on the viewing platform, the public park she'd gone to with her family. Her parents died. And then it was just big brother and little sister. And then she was with Rika-chan and...
ご両親が亡くなった里子ちゃんとお兄さんのさとしくんは。
え、あ、そうなんですか。
Parents died in the accident and Satoshi ran away, leaving only Satoko to start living with Rika-chan. I'd known that much, but this was the first time I'd heard they'd been brought to their uncle and aunt.
おじというのは里子ちゃんのお父さんの弟にあたる。残念なことに夫婦揃ってちょっと尊敬に値する方々ではありませんでした。
So when he came out and said they didn't deserve respect, it made me wonder what kind of people they were.
里子ちゃんの両親がダムに賛成していたとばっちりで、おじ夫婦も里子ちゃんたちを歓迎するはずもなかったんです。里子ちゃんたち兄弟にとってとても辛い生活だったと聞きを読んでいます。
Bit by bit, Coach told me about the numerous agonies the Hyojo siblings had suffered at their uncle's house. As their guardians, their aunt and uncle sucked up everything belonging to their immediate family. Satoko and Satoshi were crammed into a small room, and their lives were laden with things that were miserable both for their bodies and minds. In the first place, since apparently their aunt and uncle weren't on good terms, there was no end to their fighting. If in revenge for that, whenever they saw Satoko or Satoshi's face, they would always find fault with them, scold them, yell at them, strike them, and take away meals as punishment.
今思い出しても、今の元気な里子ちゃんしか知らないあなたには土系色の顔をしてただ日陰でぼーっとしているだけの彼女など想像もつかないでしょう。
But at the very least, Satoko wasn't like that anymore. She may have had a miserable life in the past, but it was different now. Something had happened to change that life.
去年の綿流しのお祭りの夜にね、異常者にバットか何かで殴り殺されて、綿流しの祭りの夜には村の旧敵がたたりでこの死も単なる殺人事件としてだけでなく、お社様のたたりではないかと村中でささやかれました。
A few days later, the deviant arrested for drug use confessed to further offenses, and the incident was resolved. However, though it was resolved, no one knew whether the part about it being Oyashiro-sama's curse was true or not.
おじだってお社様のたたりを聞いた話では、沖宮あたりの実婚の中の女性宅に転がり込んで、
それで聡子たちは。
おばは死に、誰も兄弟をいじめる者はまるでその後を継ぐように、あの男が執拗に現れるようになったんです。
あの男？
The coach lowered his voice a bit as if being aware of his surroundings.
大石です。
大石。さっきの男。
The events that just occurred came back to me. A hard to describe ominous sensation I had felt from him came back to
あ
me.
いつはお社様のたたりをめぐる一連の事件はみんな解決しているのに、あいつだけがそれを認めていないんです。
The incidents were all solved, and the detective, supposedly with the police department, didn't accept them.
あいつが近づく人間には必ずひなみ沢ではね、大石のことを。
The door flew open with a rattle, and Mion came rushing in. Fuck! I want to know what happens, but I gotta end the episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna end it right here. This is a good cliffhanger, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's lots of visual novel and roguelike content on the channel. My thoughts are that I still don't have information. It's weird that they're kind of antagonizing Ooishi-san. I could go on for days about like what's going on, but until I have the information that is needed, obviously I can't do anything but speculate what's going on. They did kind of like mention like, oh, what if all your friends were dead and like this and this happened, and it made me think that maybe I kill everybody, or that like something happens to everybody and I'm all alone at the end. But that could just be like a I don't know why they would mention that. See, I don't know why they would mention that in the story. They didn't have to do that little thing. Everything that is said in a visual novel either has meaning, or it's like it's to set something up, or it's to do something. And when I look at that conversation there, I don't see the purpose other than I'm going to be alone at the end of this game. Or something's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know Satoko is dead. Satoko's face is on the game, so it would be weird if Satoko was dead. I don't think she is. Maybe she's just actually sick. I actually don't know, because I have to end it here. But maybe Mion is like, hey, Satoko just came in dead, or some shit, or something happened. I don't know. But Mion wants to stop whatever conversation is going on, and I don't appreciate it. Unless it's important. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode of this, whenever that may be. And peace out, you guys.